Today's Armenian Heritage Month story, Mickey, Minnie, and the whole gang recently embarked on an adventure to experience a fun Armenian water festival on an episode of Mouse Funhouse.
All right, so Roxy joins us now with more. Good morning.
Good morning, you guys. What made this episode extra special was that this is one of the first media representations of Armenian culture at Disney. I talked to the woman who came up with this idea, and she wrote the plot, and the woman who voiced the character Astrid, the goddess of water, love, and beauty.
We're happy you're here to enjoy Vartavar, to celebrate me. Are you ready to get splashed?
Meet Liana Badawi, the voice behind the goddess Astrid.
Minnie, if you can please move to the side, I don't want to get you wet.
And meet Kathleen Sarnelli Kapukchian, the woman who brought Astrid to life. These two women have never met before, but they just made some history together. This is one of the first media representations of Armenian culture at Disney.
I learned about Vartavar in Glendale. One day we were at like Verdugo Park and I saw like these, topics and little kids like just spraying each other with like water. I'm like, Monvel, my husband. I'm like, what is going on? He's like, that's Vartavar. It's like a water holiday. And I was like, that's really cool and that's really interesting.
Kathleen says her inspiration for this episode was her 20-month-old son, Joseph.
He loves Mouse Funhouse, but I don't think he totally grasped that Mom wrote the episode. It's just mostly like, Mom, shh, I'm watching TV. And I was like, but I wrote that.
Kathleen's connection to Armenia is through her husband, Monvel.
We've been together since we were like 17 years old. In 2018, when my husband proposed to me, he proposed to me under the Temple of Gargni. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so inspired by the people, the architecture, the food. Everyone was just like so welcoming and kind. I told my husband, one day I'm gonna write an Armenian episode. And he's like, okay.
And she did, from beginning to end.
I did have help from Monvel's Tathik with the language part. I was like, am I saying this right, Tathik? Like, am I saying this right, Monvel?
Kathleen says it's important for kids to feel like they're seen, that people feel like they're being represented, and that different cultures are showcased in media.
I'm a mixed Latina girl. My mom's from Guadalajara, Jalisco. My dad's from Napoli. There's already a huge mix with me, and now my son's mixed too, and he's going to experience all these cultures. I think we're a lot more similar than we're different.
Liana's connection to Armenia comes from her mother's side.
I was part of AGBU when I was in Montreal, and we did a voluntary trip to Armenia. We went to Banazor, and we helped build the foundation of a community center there.
Though her background is theater, she says she got into this voiceover work by accident.
I grew up speaking English, French, Armenian, and a bit of Arabic. I had a teacher who was like, hey, you speak multiple languages, so why not look into voiceover? And so I said, okay.
Now she's made it her full-time job.
I built this booth with my dad in 2018, and it's been amazing. For Disney, I went into a studio, but I do the bulk of my work from in here, and it's pretty great.
Liana remembers the disbelief and excitement she felt when this opportunity was presented to her.
I am the goddess of water.
I was like, there's no way this is real. Like, what am I reading? I was like, I'm going to get this role. I'm going to put everything into it. I'm going to make her so fun and cute and inviting.
The response from the audience has been huge.
To see how it's affected so many people in such a positive way is so overwhelmingly beautiful to see.
Let's clean this beautiful dress and let's have fun on this holiday.
For both women, this moment marks a milestone in their professional and personal lives.
Doing a Disney job was definitely on the bucket list.
Monvel's Tathik, she was there for me when I had my son. She was like helping me, but she didn't speak a lick of English. I had to catch on really fast. I imagine her as like a little girl, like having that representation.
It's a traditional Armenian daras. Nice outfit, Minnie.
Beautiful.
Isn't that fun?
Wow.
And my grandmother's name is Astrid, actually. And my cousin's named after her. So I have two Astrids in my family.
Oh, my goodness.
That's awesome.
Roxy, we always talk about which Disney princess are you?
I guess this one is.
And this is it.
She's not quite a princess, but it was just fun because I played the episode for my kids, and I was watching their reactions.
Yeah.
And anytime they mentioned like a word or food or something where obviously it was Armenian, their eyes would just light up. And I didn't record it. I let it be a moment, right? Usually we record these
Good
things.
for you, yeah.
I actually let it be a moment, but it was really sweet to actually see how excited they get. And we talk about it all the time. I mean, we talk about this all the time on this show about how much representation matters and how important it is for people to be seen and heard. But it was the first time that I actually experienced that.
Firsthand,
And there's such a power in that. I think, you know, culture is so much a part of the great legacy of the world. And in order to continue the legacy, you have to tell the story, and people need to be able to see themselves. And it's such a beautiful moment that your kids, because you're so intentional about keeping your culture alive at home through language and otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I find it really wonderful that Kathleen, the writer for this episode, she just gravitated towards her husband's side, right, and wanted to just showcase this. But she also did an episode for Dia de los Muertos because she's obviously Hispanic, a part of her is. So, you know, it's about celebrating and showcasing everyone around us, our neighbors.
Right, and meeting kids where they are.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Love that.
Anyway, it was fun. It was fun.
Now give her a Pixar series, please, Disney, if you're watching.
Maybe.
All right.